Welcome to Module 11, where we're focused on understanding screening providers' technology. Today's lesson is screening is data manufacturing. Forget thinking you're just buying a report like it's a pizza delivery. This is a complex, custom-built process that's unique for every applicant. Now, we're digging into how screens are made, why not every screener gets it right, and how to ask the smart questions to pick a pro. Too many people, especially procurement teams, think background screening is like grabbing a product off a shelf. They ask, well, how much for your screen? How much for this county? What about that database? And that's really the wrong mindset. Screening is data manufacturing, a custom process built from scratch for each applicant you screen. Every order is unique, like crafting a custom product at massive scale. It's tough to do well, and not every screener nails it. If you don't get this concept, you might pick a background screening company just because they plugged into your HR software, and that's a trap. Let's unpack how this manufacturing works and why it's a big deal. So picture this. An order comes in for Jane Doe. Your screener doesn't know what's needed until they get her info first. So first they figure out the components needed for the screen. So they run an address history trace to find every county she's lived in. They run a national criminal database to spot any extra places to check. Then they create a custom list of county searches. They add a federal from a specific federal court that was discovered. Now, these aren't preset parts. They're decided after the trace and the database revealed Jane's history. Then the screener sends orders to vendors, maybe their own team, a court runner, or a tech scraping data provider. Data comes back at different speeds. Georgia's county might be instant, but a manual court in Ohio, it takes days. Each applicant screen you order is a custom puzzle built from scratch. This is the ordering of the raw materials used to build the screen. Now the manufacturing kicks in. You've got data from counties, federals. Remember, no social security numbers and criminal records. So you match tokens, names, birth dates, addresses. Is this the right Jane Doe? Confirm the identity. Then, is the record reportable? You got to process all of those decisions. Some screeners, they do this manually. Slow, prone to mistakes, sometimes outsourced to cheap offshore labor. And my company, we use technology with advanced algorithms to make these decisions in milliseconds, delivering reports in under 24 hours. That's high quality, custom manufacturing at scale. Other companies, maybe they're in traditional screening, sifting records manually. The difference in how screeners source, match, and decide really sets them apart. Here's the problem. Buyers obsess over cost. How much for a county? Not how the screen's built. Procurement teams treat screeners like interchangeable parts, especially if they're integrated with the ATS or HRS system. But they're not equal. You've got to ask, how do you source data? How do you match identities? How much is automated? Those questions reveal the manufacturing quality. Don't settle for a vendor just because they're on your software's approved list. That's a shortcut to mediocre screens. Screening is data manufacturing at scale, complex, custom, and not every vendor does it as well. Ask the tough questions, prioritize quality, and own your screening process.